All right. All right, Shalom. Call Halayim La, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua Ba'ashim Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, rule teach well. Much peace, love, and salutation to all the brothers students work in truth and sincerity. Shalom. This is the brother Batak back again through the spirit with another lesson. Lord willing, it be edifying. So, as you can see, the title of this lesson is going to be sovereignty. This is going to be me landing off something that I brought out at camp this Sunday, and through the spirit, I decided to make it one of my lessons for the week, because I had made a few points concerning our abilities in America. We're not able to be sovereign. So if you look up the word sovereign, which is right down here, it says from early 14th century of persons, because it has to deal with people, you, yourself, me, you. This is great, superior, supreme, and we're not able to be sovereign. We're not superior here. We're treated as an inferior under Esau, because he's the one that's ruling. So it says having supreme power, and that's what we don't possess. We're not able to do what we want. We don't have that. We don't have the means to do what we want. Every time you turn around, you got to pay. You're subject to payments. If you want to do what you want in this society, you're subject to Esau's fees, if you will, his taxes and things of that nature. That's the only way you're allowed to do certain things. But even with that, you can't do everything. You got to pay to do everything when it comes to Esau. But you shouldn't have to do that. You should be able to, if you want to go visit someplace, you should be able to just go. You shouldn't have to pay for this, or you should have to pay for that. You should have the liberty, if you will, the sovereignty to do what you want, the authority and the rule to do what you want. On all aspects of your life, as long as you obeying the law, statutes, commandments, there's nothing wrong with that. So I just wanted to get a few points, and Lord make this lesson, and Lord will this lesson be edifying. So we're not able to be sovereign because of Esau in his way of life. He wants to tax you at everything that he does, everything you do. You got to pay for air. You damn near got to pay for air now, because he's coming out with this carbon bullshit. You have to pay for water. You have to pay for lights. You got to pay to stay. You gotta pay your mortgage on the house that you're buying. You have to pay everything when it comes to Esau Edom. Nothing is handed to you. Nothing is a so-called God-given right. You have to pay for these things, and this is unrighteousness. It's the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8. It says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity." So that right there lets you know that we're under somebody. We're not able to do what we want because we're under the rule of Esau. And if you want to have nice things or do this, down the third, travel and things like that, you have to pay. You have to pay Esau. It says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse." So it's not supposed to be like this. We're supposed to have sovereignty. We're supposed to have the power to do what we want. As long as we're not breaking the law, statute, commandments, we good. Esau wants to tax you to live in his cities, live in his homes and apartments and things of that nature. But you can't just build your own spot without Esau wanting a hand in that. Or in some way, shape, or form, you have to purchase. You have to spend some money, because you got to buy the land. The land ain't even yours. You got to buy the land. You got to buy the supplies in order to build your house. You know what I'm saying? So every aspect of your life is subject to payments. It says, Baruch 3 and 8. "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us, for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the land, from the Lord our power." So we are under Esau Edom, and he charges us for everything. And okay, so let's look at the word sovereign. It means having supreme power. That's something that we don't have. That's what Esau has. Esau has supreme power to do what he wants to do. Speaking about the elites, it says highest supreme chief, from vulgar Latin, Suprinus, which means chief principal. Chief principal. This is from Latin super, over. Let's see. It said potent in a high degree. And that's what we don't possess while we're under Esau, Edom. But when Yahushua comes and returns, everything will be set back to normal, man. We won't be subject to payments anymore. Everything will be better once Yahushua returns. So let's look at the word sovereignty. The word sovereignty is from late 14th century. Sovereign, which means preeminence. Now let's look up that word preeminence. It says fame or recognized authority. No, Salaki, recognized superiority. And that's exactly what the Israelites are going to have in the kingdom of Israel. We're going to have recognized superiority. We have it now, but we have superiority according to the scriptures, but not. 6, it says, for thou art a holy people unto Yahweh, thy power. Yahweh, thy power, had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So the scriptures recognize Israel as being superior. That is an example of preeminence. Now, let's read that in the NLT. Deuteronomy 7:6. It says, for you are a holy people who belong to Yahweh your power. Of all the people on earth, Yahweh your power have chosen you to be his own special treasure. So that's talking about who? Israelites, man. That was the NLT. Let me read the BBE, which stands for Basic Bible English, I believe. Okay, it says, Basic BBE says, for you are a holy people to the Lord your power, marked out by the Lord your power to be his special people out of all the nations are out. Slakia, I'm gonna reread that. Slakia, I get a little tongue tied. This is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6 in the BBE translation. It says, for you are a holy people to the Lord your power, marked out by the Lord your power to be his special people out of all the nations on the face of the earth. So from the beginning, we were set to be different from these other nations. And that's how the Lord set it up. That's how the Lord set it up. And it's going to return to that. So everybody's going to recognize Israel as being superior and having preeminence, which is what recognized superiority. So it says, especially within a particular sphere or profession. Now, let me look on my phone real quick. Let's look up the word eminence. When you look at the etymology, it says projection, protuberance. It's another word I got to look up. Let's see. Really don't see anything in there that can add to my point. Okay, continuing the word eminence. It means high or exalted position. That's what Israel is going to have. We're going to have a high exalted position. We're going to be exalted. This is second. This is Matthew 23:12. It says, "And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted." And that's going to come from the Heavenly Father. Israel, ultimately, as a whole nation, is going to be exalted, but there's going to be certain levels even within that. Certain men are going to be exalted above other men, in higher positions, especially like the elect of the Lord. There's going to be positions within that exalting, if you will. Continue on the word eminence. It says high or exalted position. That's like you get a promotion, if you will. Okay. Or you become what, a CEO of a company. That's a what, exalted, a high or exalted position. But basically, we're going to be CEOs over the whole earth, over the whole universe. Honestly, okay. Prominent, prominent. The word prominent is in here. It says standing out beyond the line or surface of something. Because ultimately, the men of the Lord in the kingdom are going to stand out, because the scripture says a man's wisdom makes his face to shine. Israelite, you gonna know an Israelite from another nation, man, because we gonna stand out. Hey, Jake already stand out today, man. So the word prominent means to standing out beyond the line or surface or something. But I'm using that as, I believe, in a social sense. I believe that's the correct terminology. But so basically, Israel will be in an exalted position. The scriptures tell us that clearly. You know, let's go to a real quick precept real quick. I'm gonna keep this sovereignty on the screen. I'm gonna just pull it up on another screen. It's a couple of scriptures that's coming to my head right now about being exalted. Praise. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. Let's do this right here. Okay. There we go. All right. It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 19. It says, "Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halted, and gather her that was driven out," which is talk about Israel. "And I will get them praise." Remember what that word preeminence means, eminence means. "Praise and fame in every land where they was put to shame." So what does that mean? We're going to be exalted. We're going to have preeminence in the earth. "At that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes," said Yahweh. So that is a future prophecy. The Lord is actually going to do that. The Heavenly Father actually is going to do that for Israel. So basically, we're going to be exalted. So let's go back to the word sovereignty. The word sovereignty means preeminence, excellence, superiority, and that's what we're going to have in the earth. We're going to be superior. Superiority. It says the state of being superior. Pretty much that's it. It says also authority, rule. That's what we're going to have. That's what Yahweh Shai is going to give to the elect ultimately. Because the elect are going to be the governing body of that next kingdom, man. The law enforcers, if you will. Authority. Let's look at the word authority. It says the power or right to give orders, make decisions, and enforce obedience. Obedience to what? The law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. So let's look word rule. One of a set. Wait, hold on. Let me see. One of a set of explicit or understood regulations, which is what? Laws or principles governing conduct within a particular activity or sphere. So you're gonna have to follow the laws, statutes, commandments. The scriptures already tell us that multiple times. Everybody's gonna have to follow them. It says supremacy of power or rank. Let's go down here. It says the meaning, existence as an independent state. Now we're talking about as a nation. We're going to be able to be sovereign as a nation, a sovereign nation. We're not going to be under the rule of anybody else, because we're going to be the ones that are in that exalted position. We're going to be the ones that's, when I say we, I speak as an Israelite man in hopes of obtaining, these things. But I just want to clear that up. It says, existence as an independent state. So we are hoping to get this. We know we're going to get it according to the scriptures, we're going to have sovereignty as an independent state. We're going to be able to do what we want, if you will, in righteousness. And nobody's going to stand up against us. Now it says the state or character of being in power. So that's what we're going to have. We're going to be in power, you know? Now let's go to an example, a modern day example of sovereignty, of a sovereign nation, if you will. Okay, I went to Google and I typed in, is the Vatican a sovereign nation? And it says the Holy See is the universal government of the Catholic Church and operates from Vatican City State, a sovereign independent territory. So nobody can tell them what to do, basically. They're sovereign. They're separated from the rest of the world, if you will. They don't follow the same laws. They can do what they want. So they're a sovereign nation. They're a sovereign territory. Okay, let's look at this. Why is the Vatican a sovereign state? It became independent from Italy in 1929 with the Lateran Treaty, and it is a distinct territory under full ownership, exclusive dominion, and sovereign authority and jurisdiction. Look, read that, man. Read that. Full ownership, exclusive dominion. That's what ultimately we're gonna have under Yahweh Shah, man. We're gonna have exclusive dominion, and no, ain't nobody gonna be able to do anything about it. It says, and sovereign authority and jurisdiction. It says of the Holy See itself a sovereign entity under international law, which maintains the city-states temporal power and governance. Okay, it says, is the Vatican considered its own country? Is Vatican City a country? The answer is short. It is yes. So it's like its own separate entity, if you will. Okay, what's the legal status of the Vatican? This is a living example of being sovereign, a sovereign place, territory, if you will. Okay, is the Vatican a legitimate country? Vatican City is the smallest country in the world. Vatican City is governed as an absolute monarchy with the Pope at its head. And that's how the earth is going to be. The earth is going to be under the rulership of Yahweh Shai, because the scriptures tell us that, man. Hold on, let me see. Let's go get a precept real quick. Yahweh Shai said this. Luke 19:27, one of my favorite scriptures. It says, but those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So let's look at that NLT version. It says, and as for these enemies of mine who didn't want me to be their king, bring them in and execute them right here in front of me. Let's read the BB. Wait, yeah, let's read the BBE. Cause the BBE be snapping sometimes too. Hold on. Where is it at? What happened to it? Just seen it. Oh, here it is. Slacking. It says, as for those who are against me, who would not have me for their ruler, let them come here and be put to death before me. Boom. So if you don't want Yahweh Shai to reign over you, you're going to be killed. Here it is, Philippians 2:10. It says that at the name, hold on, let me see. Philippians 2:9. It says, wherefore the Most High hath highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name, that at the name of Yahweh Shai every knee shall bow, of things in heaven and in the things in earth and the things under the earth. So every knee is going to bow to Yahweh Shai, man. Let's read the NLT. It says, therefore God elevated him to the place of highest honor, and gave him the name above all the other names. Let's read the NLT version on that. It says that at the name of Yahushua, every knee should bow in heaven and on earth and under the earth. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So that right there lets you know Yahushua is going to be dominant. He's going to be that ruler, that king that's going to rule over the whole earth in sovereignty. And Israel is going to rule right along with him because he is an Israelite. So let's read. So Yahushua already said that if you don't want him to rule over you, what's going to happen? You're going to be killed. You're going to be slain. You're going to be put to death. You know? So that right there lets you know the influence that he's going to have in the kingdom. Because it was given, he said, all power is given to me. Let me see if I can find that. All power is given unto me. Okay, here it is. Matthew 28 and 18. And Yahushua came and spake unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. So all power has been given to Yahushua, man. This the NLT version. It says, Yahushua came and told his disciples, I have been given all authority in heaven and earth. Now remember what the word sovereignty means. Authority, rule, power. Let's read the BBE version, because that usually has a little hidden gem in there. Okay, the BBE says, and Yahushua came to them and said, all authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. So Yahushua has all the power, man. So you gonna get down or you gonna lay down? All right. While we here, let's go to Revelations 2. Because I wanted to get these words. Revelation chapter 2, verse 25. It says, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Now let's read the different translations. It says, to all who are victorious, which are the elect, the ones that stay in the fight to the end, and ultimately if they die for the Lord, hey, they're still victorious. It says, who obey me to the very end, to them I would give authority over all the nations. So that goes back to that word sovereignty and sovereign. The BBE says, he who overcomes and keeps my works to the end, to him I would give rule over the nations. So that's going to be actual rule, actual power. It says verse 27, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. So we're going to rule with authority, with power. It says they will rule the nations with a iron rod and smash them like clay plots. So you're going to have to do what we say, or there's going to be consequences for it. If you don't follow orders, there's going to be consequences for it. Now let's look up this word power. The Greek word is exousia. It says in the sense of ability, because that's what we're gonna have. We're gonna have the ability to do what the fuck we want to do. So when you look up that word, hey, let's look up this Greek word.
Strong's G 1832, existy.
Existy, which means it is lawful. It says, hold on, let's see. Third person singular. Impersonally, it is right through the figurative idea of being out in public, be lawful. It says, it is lawful. It is lawful to do whatever the fuck we want to do in righteousness, man. So let's go back, because the word exousia So when you go to the root of this word, it means it is lawful. that's good. That's crazy how it lines up, man. Okay, it says power of choice. So we got a power of choice, liberty liberty of doing as one pleases. What is that? Doing what you want to do. It says physical and mental power, the ability or strength with which one is endued, which is what? Having authority, man. Sovereignty, which he either possesses or exercises. And we're gonna have that right under Yahweh Shah, man. If we keep fighting for the, teaching this word into the very end, the elect men of the Lord are gonna have power. You're gonna have authority. You're gonna have rule. Okay, it says the power of authority, influence. That's what it's all about. And there's going to be a righteous influence in the earth. It says and of right privilege. So what we're dealing with in America, Babylon the Great, is not going to be even close to what we're going to be experiencing in the kingdom of heaven under Yahweh Shah. It says the power of rule or government, the power of him whose will and commands must be submitted to by others and obeyed. What does that mean? What is example of that? Yahweh Shai is saying, Luke 19:27, what I brought out. If you don't want him to rule over you, you're going to be killed. So if Yahweh Shai tell you to do something, you're going to do it, or it's going to be off with your head. This is universally authority over mankind, and that's what Yahweh Shai is going to have. And he's going to share that with the elect. Specifically, the power of judicial decisions, right, because we're going to be judges, of authority to manage domestic affairs, right, which is basically being a judge. It says a metonically, it says a thing subject to rule or authority or rule, one who possesses authority, a ruler, human magistrate, the leading and more powerful among created beings, superior to man, spiritual potentates. So that's what the elect are going to be. They're going to have power over mankind. It says a sign of the husband's authority over his wife. We're going to have authority over our women too. Okay, it says the sign of a regal authority, the sign of regal authority, a crown, that's what the elect are fighting for. They fighting for those crowns, man. The scriptures clearly speak about that crown. So let's go down here. It says in the sense of ability, privilege. We're gonna have privileges because Esau, he took away those privileges. Now let's look up this real quick. I went to Google and I typed in black codes. It says black codes restricted black people's right to own property. What is that? Limiting your privileges. Conduct business. What is that? Another oppressive tactic to limit your abilities. It says buy or lease land, so you're not able to own anything. You're not able to buy any goddamn no land, and move freely through public places. So that's nothing but oppression. You can't have your own property. You can't open a business. You can't buy land. You can't lease land. You can't move freely in public, man. That's oppression. It says a central element of the black codes were vagrancy laws. States criminalized men who were out of work or who were not working at a job whites recognized. So you basically had to do what they say, and they made it laws that you can do these things. So that just shows you who we're dealing with. We're dealing with Esau Edom. He was the number one oppressor. So one thing Esau took away our privileges, but hey, we're gonna have endless privileges in the kingdom of heaven. It says, i.e., subjectively, force. We can show force if we want to. Esau does that today. If he feels within his rights, or he can kill you if he wants to. Capacity, competency. Let's look up that word. Competency. It says the ability to do something successfully or efficiently. We're going to have that too. Freedom. We're going to actually have freedom. Real freedom. It says the power or right to act. That's what real freedom is. Power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. We're going to have real freedom. It says, or objectively mastery, concretely magistrate, a civil officer or lay judge who administers the law, especially one who conducts a court that deals with minor offenses and holds preliminary hearings for more serious ones. So, basically a judge, if you will. The word superhuman, it says having or showing exceptional ability or powers. And that's what the elect, extraordinary, phenomenal. That's what the elect are going to be. They're going to possess power. It says potent, a monarch or ruler, especially an autocratic one. Okay, it says a token of control. A token of control. So it's going to be clear who's ruling. Influence. We're going to have righteous influence too. The capacity to have an effect on the character, development, or behavior of someone or something, of its effect itself, or the effect itself. So we're going to have influence, a righteous influence, because everybody going to have to rule. Everybody going to have to obey our laws, statutes, commandments of the Bible. So it's very clear, very simple. Authority, the power, right to give orders. Yep, I already went into that. So the elect are going to have these things. Ultimately all Israel is going to be saved, like the scripture says. And all Israel is going to be respected, but it's going to be certain levels to it, for different ones, different guys, if you will. Especially elect of the Lord. Okay, so let me look at these. Okay, so with that being said, man, this is that's all I had through the Spirit concerning the word sovereignty. So ultimately, that's what Israel is going to have. We're going to have sovereignty, man, the will to do what we want, and it all comes when Yahushua. It's all going to come when Yahushua takes over, man. That's why we're anticipating his return, and we're patiently waiting for him to come back, so he can put us back where we belong, back on top. Because right now we're at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom, man. So with that, man, Lord willing, this lesson edifying through the Spirit, I'm gonna close out by giving all praises and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who really teach well. Most peace, love, and salutation to the brothers doing this work in truth and sincerity. I want to say shalom, Kwam Yasha Allah, wa abba baba, wa abba adawam, shalom.